I need to talk to you, Igor. This is important.
What's going on?
I've gotten word from Matvey. His scouts discovered a prison in the Red Forest.
They just discovered it now? I thought you guys knew this place better than the mice.
They discovered that an old Soviet bunker had been repurposed. It must have happened recently.
Go on.
We didn't know about it because there's no reason to venture out that way anymore. That part of the woods is crawling with lurkers and NAR goons.
And Matvey thinks it's a prison.
Exactly. Someone's being guarded there. Whoever it is, it could be important. I know it's a long shot, but I still think it's worth it. It's not heavily guarded either. Definitely worth a try.
Do you think it could be your mum?
No, I don't. I believe she's gone. I've made my peace with it a long time ago.
So, I take it you want me to check out this bunker prison?
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. And Matvey is occupied elsewhere. Are you in?
You've got a point. It makes sense to have this place on our radar. I'll check it out.
Attaboy. Now go bring me back some good news.
I know you just want to do the right thing, but are you sure you're not wasting your time? You usually don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. This whole zone is littered with old Soviet bunkers and relics of the past. Why would the NAR be interested in any of that?
I just arrived in Red Forest.
Great. Keep your eyes open and you should spot it.
On my way.
See your thoughts. What's taking you so long? Find me. We belong together. Take my hand. I'll show you a new world. A world that you've never seen before.
All dead. Stuck in Chernobylite crystals. Crushed. Suffocated.
everybody out. You're surrounded.
Like hell? How about this? Fuck off.
We know that you're harboring a terrorist. Her name is Olga Astipienia.
Who? I think you boys got the wrong fucking address.
When I finish my contract, I'm going to grow a beard.
Needs to die.
Chicks in
Open
Moscow
the
think
fucking
beards.
gate or we torch the place. You've got 1 minute.
They won't bother you anymore.
A tough guy, huh? Well done. Usually these arseholes don't venture this far because of the lurkers. Anyways, thanks. We would have dealt with them ourselves, but I guess you saved us the trouble.
Неблагоприятная радиационная обстановка. Городской совет народных депутатов. Неблагоприятная радиационная обстановка.
Olga, I found the entrance.
Watch out for guards. They're probably close by.
Of course. Where else would they be? Hey, little guy. What are you doing here? This is no place for children.
No kidding, old-timer. Let me out of here before the guards come back.
What's your name, kid?
I'm Gleb. I didn't do anything wrong. Let me out of here, or my uncle will kick the crap out of you.
Whoa, easy there, little fella.
I'm not little. I'm already 10, you know.
First, I need to know how you ended up here. What is this place?
I was going to visit my uncle. He was supposed to pick me up in Slavutich, and this black van came after me. There were two big guys with faces like potatoes. They said that they would take me to my uncle, and they gave me a can of Coke. It's supposed to wake you up, but I got really sleepy.
They kidnapped you?
When I woke up, I was in here. But I wasn't scared. I didn't even cry. Maybe just a little. I'm almost a grown-up. I tried to escape once by myself, but the stupid guards caught me and put me back in this cage. And one of them said, if you try and run again, you'll regret it, little rat. But I'm not like a little rat at all. Rats stink and poop everywhere.
You're the bravest little boy I ever met, Gleb.
I told you, I'm not a little boy.
Who's your uncle? Someone important?
Of course he is. He's a big shot around here. When he hears what happened to me, heads will roll. That's exactly what he'll say.
I wonder, is your uncle in the military?
He was in the army like my daddy, but Mummy and Daddy are both in heaven now, so Uncle is taking care of me.
I'm sorry about your parents. So, he's a soldier, eh?
He's working on something big and important for important people, but I don't know what it is.
You're a riddle wrapped in an enigma, my dear lad. I want to help you, Gleb, but I need to ask you something first, okay?
Okay, but hurry up before the guards come back. I hate them. They stink like onions and medicine.
What kind of medicine?
I don't know, but my uncle drinks it too. Says it's good for his heart. He always carries a small bottle of it in his chest pocket. Really smelly.
I see. That kind of medicine. These men, did they ever hurt you? Did they give you something? Shots, maybe? Or pills?
No, they only yelled at me when I told them to let me go.
Did they put you in a weird machine? Or give you green crystals?
No, never.
Curious. So you have no idea why they put you in that cage?
They'd say I'd be collateral? Something like the bear.
Collateral?
Maybe. I don't know what that means. They said that my uncle knows I'm here, and he's coming to visit soon, but I bet they're liars.
Poor boy. You've been through a lot.
Can I see my uncle now? Please, please, please.
Soon, kiddo. Just give me a minute to think here. All right, time to bust you out of here.
Thank you. I'll tell my uncle that you're a really nice person.
Nobody deserves to be caged like that. You need to help him, Igor.
Igor, look. If you think things through, you'll realize the lad is safer right where he is than out in the zone.
Olga, I found something. A control panel. Perhaps it opens the cell doors.
What now, Igor? Do you have any babysitting experience?
Let the little wolf go. You can't leave him in that cage. It's inhuman.
The kid should stay in the bunker for now. Even if he's a prisoner, he's protected. He's safer in there than outside.
How about sending him to Matvey's? You said it was reasonably safe, right?
It's not a place for kids. Everyone needs to know how to fight. What are they gonna do with him anyway? Why can't you just, I don't know, open that portal of yours and send him to your base?
I thought about it, but it's too risky. He's too small. The molecular structure of his body may be irreversibly changed.
In that case, I'm telling you, leave him right where he is.
I hate to do this, but Olga's right. I can't risk the boy's safety. Gleb needs to stay here for the time being. He's got food and everything else he needs.
You're making the right call. We'll take care of Glib later, when it's safe, I promise.
Bad idea. How long before someone or something unfriendly one is in here? Look how easy it was for you.
How weird was that, huh? Discovering a secret NAR prison in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, I guess it pays off to follow every lead. If it wasn't for you and Matvey, we might never have found this place.
It was nothing. It was the right decision to leave Gleb in the bunker. Trust me. Ask Matvey to send somebody over there to check on him. We'll come up with a plan for our little stalker in the meantime.
I can't take it anymore! I don't want to! The torture! The suffering!
What's happening? Is it a vision?
I see a woman! A young woman! She's in so much pain!
What?
The rats got to her! They tied her to a tree! They're eating her alive! No! I can't watch! They're cutting into her! They're gnawing on her flesh, lapping up her blood!
What are you babbling about? You're not making any sense.
They are so hungry, these rats. Oh, you cannot believe what hunger will drive a living being to do. The Gulag and the Xeno Island. Thousands of little city mice sent on a voyage to hell. My father was there.
It rings a bell, but wasn't that before the war?
Makes no difference, Mousy. Past, present, future. All are the same in the eyes of the Rat King.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry about your father.
3 meals are all that separate us from the rats, Igor. Crazed with hunger.
You and your damned rats.
How are things, Professor?
Hello.
Hey, you seem preoccupied.
I've been thinking about the nuclear disasters in the West. They never got as much coverage in the press as Chernobyl. Not anything like it. Isn't that odd?
I think the Americans just wanted to distract the world from what was going on in their own nuclear backyard.
Interesting. Some might call it a conspiracy theory, but do you think Chernobylite has already been discovered someplace else?
I really don't know. But if nuclear fusion is the key, then we should probably expect it to appear in other places. Hanford, Windscale, Bushehr, Fukushima. There are about 450 operational nuclear reactors in the world right now.
Yeah. Something to think about, eh? But let's focus on what's in front of us. One problem at a time, Professor.
Right.
Hey, Professor! Want to hear a funny story?
I don't have a choice, right?
You know, the first time I saw you, I said to myself, that guy must be a load of fun at parties. Okay, check this out. My uncle Misha used to go to Ozersk to buy large quantities of alcohol and chocolate from the staff of Mayak nuclear power plant. This was in the 50s. Ah, what a strange time that was. Whew! If you were working on a fucking A-bomb, you had your pick of all the delicacies denied to the rest of our motherland.
What can I tell you? I don't approve of that kind of system, but I guess they needed to keep the scientists happy.
Word has it was easier for those guys to get brandy than carrots. So they started to trade with the villages nearby. So, Misha.
For God's sake, I haven't got time for this.
Wait. This is gonna be good, I promise. So, Uncle Misha made contact with one of the Mayak workers. Nice girl. She snuck through a hole in the barbed wire fence to meet up with him. For a moment, Misha thought maybe they were gonna have a, you know, romantic encounter. A little tit-on-tit or something.
You mean, tete-a-tete?
What did I just say? Anyway, as soon as she sees Misha, she pulls a gun on him.
What?
I know, right? And she's like, relinquish all your potatoes and carrots or I'll shoot! But Misha didn't scare easily, and he was also quite a charmer. So, he tipped his hat and replied, for a kiss from your lips, I'll get you all the potatoes in the world, my fair lady.
That's quite a story, Mikhail. What happened to this Casanova uncle of yours?
Oh, he was executed for speculation and whatnot. Barry didn't like how lax security had gotten, so he had a dozen guys lined up and shot as an example.
Too bad. Sounds like a colorful character.
That's the way the shit cookie crumbles. But he had a great fucking life, and that's what I'm going to remember.
Do you have a moment?
What's on your mind, Olga?
I was thinking about an old woman I used to know, Alina. She lived in our village. She had so many stories to share. About the revolution of 1917, collectivization, the Great Famine, Nazi tanks rolling through the marshes, her husband dying in the Great Patriotic War, persecution by the NKVD, the Chernobyl disaster.
Fascinating. She must have been at least 100 years old.
She was very old indeed. Nothing could shake her. She never stopped wandering the woods and marshes of Pripyat, gathering herbs and mushrooms, until the lurkers killed her. Such a pointless death.
I'm sorry. She must have been a very brave woman.
I asked her once, what kept her going through all those dark years? Do you know what she said? I wanted to live. It was as simple as that. Life is precious, and you only get to go around once. So I want to make mine count. Do you understand? I'm not dying because of a stupid mistake.
Hopefully we can avoid that, and you'll lead a long and productive life once we're finished here.
Well, as my stepdad Matvey would say, nobody wants to exit the stage, but everyone does, eventually.
Hi, Olga. I was wondering if you could share some of the know-how you've picked up in the zone.
I'd be glad to. But here in the zone, you must be self-sufficient. You don't want to end up worm food.
Fantastic. I'm ready to learn, oh great huntress.
No jokes while we're training or I'll smack you upside the head. Got it? All right, here we go again. Time for the next lesson, Igor.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be even more fascinating than the last one.
I advise you to take this seriously. You wouldn't make fun of someone teaching you how to handle C4, would you?
Probably not.
Of course you wouldn't. So imagine this. Every piece of junk you stash is a brick of C4. You have to place it gently, wisely, and efficiently, otherwise it'll explode.
To my knowledge, canned food doesn't...
Don't interrupt. Why do you take everything so literally? It's a goddamn metaphor, goddammit. If I ever get to meet Tatiana, the first thing I'm going to ask is what she ever saw in a tedious egghead like you.
You and me both.
Anyway, you have to be careful and mentally present when arranging your shit. Trust that your life depends on it. That's lesson number 2.
Okay. What's lesson number 3?
It's called believe.
Believe in what?
Believe that you will find whatever you need in your bag without checking. Women practice this all the time. What do you say, student?
I want to believe.
You did good, Professor. Sweat, blood, and tears are the secret formula to becoming a master.
Rise and shine, Igor.
Tatiana?
There are things you need to face. Find me in Pripyat.
Tatiana? She's gone. Again.
first arrived in this city of the Chosen Ones, Semenov so badly wanted you on his team. You were handpicked from Leningrad Polytechnic. You and Boris.
And you, Tanya.
Please, stop lying to yourself. I was only invited here because of you. This was your adventure all along. You were the hero who was supposed to make a difference.
We both wanted this.
You wanted this. But have you ever asked what I wanted?
Tanya, please. Everything I've done, everything I planned, it was all for us. This was supposed to be our future.
Future? Let me show you the future.
I hope we run into some rabid dogs. I've always wanted to shoot a dog.
This was supposed to be the future of the Soviet Union, a true atomic city, a place for the elite, scientists, engineers, artists, where everyone would be taken care of, where they all had a purpose and no one would want for anything. No poverty, no crime, no injustice, no inequality. But in the end, it was nothing but a glorified internment camp, infested with KGB goons sniffing around in other people's business. And when the Chernobyl disaster struck, they naturally looked after themselves first. Look at it now. A high-tech mausoleum full of ghosts. A utopia unraveled. What happened, Igor?
The same thing that always happens. People. They're irrational. No matter how much they have, they can't be satisfied. Always need to fuck something up. Create chaos. To me, this city was remarkable, regardless of the outcome.
What was so special about it?
Us.
My sweet Professor Kimunuk. Come with me. I'll show you some happy memories now.
Here comes my savior. Are you in need of more ammo?
you smell that? It's the breeze off the Pripyat River. Flowers in bloom, coffee brewing, lemonade. We ate dessert and read together in the grass.
Yes, you always brought science fiction. What was the name of that author you liked?
The Strugatsky brothers? Or Bulichov?
Sometimes it felt like having a third person at the table.
That was fun. Do you remember the roar of the hydroplanes cruising to Kiev? You used to take me there.
It was a long time ago, but yes, I think so.
Come winter, we'd go skating on the river, just like my childhood in Murmansk.
You used to move so fast, like a torpedo, spooking those poor fishermen sitting by their holes in the ice. And I was such a horrible skater.
You were the worst. But you had me. I would always hold your hand and keep you from falling.
I wish you were doing that right now. I need you, Tanya, so badly.
I know.
Igor, I need to talk to you.
No Mousy today. So the Rat King is gone?
It won't be long before it returns. We don't have much time. You need to help me. I need to find out what happened to me. I remember the explosion.
Were you close to reactor number 4? That was the night Tatiana disappeared. What do you remember?
Not much. Fire, sirens wailing, burned men. Agonized screaming. It was Kharkiv in 1972.
What? I think you've got the time and geography mixed up.
The KGB and some military geniuses tried to put out a fire in the natural gas mine with a nuclear device. Almost a kiloton yield. They blew everything up, the morons. The column of fire and radioactive ash, kilometers high. People in villages nearby thought it was the end of the world.
What were you doing there?
You don't know. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. All I know is I was there to observe.
Calm down, Tarakan. We'll get to the bottom of it eventually. Try to get some rest now, all right?
My favorite egghead! What have you been up to?
Fighting NAR, Shadows, Chernobylite, same old boring story.
Your everyday stalker chores, huh?
Sure. Hey, you never told me how you became a stalker.
It was a fucking slow process, all right. At first, I wasn't looking for anything specific. I was a wanderer, an urban explorer. When that didn't turn my crank anymore, I started getting into dark tourism.
What's that?
Well, It's like visiting places that gives you chills. Catacombs, mass graves, concentration camps, mausoleums, cemeteries, dungeons, mass murder scenes. Places that always seem to be under a shadow, with all this negative energy. I can always sense it with my third eye.
Well, that's a peculiar sort of holiday destination. Well, what were you hoping to find?
I'm not entirely sure. It was just cool to be there. Fukushima, Ground Zero, the Paris catacombs. When I came to the exclusion zone, something changed. I knew right away I was gonna stay here and make a living catering to my fellow tourists. Most of them were just Western idiots who needed a babysitter. But it was fucking worth it. This is me now, Mikhail the Stalker. Making a living in Pripyat, scavenging, wheeling and dealing, listening to dark voices. Cool, huh?
Yes, very cool. But I'm worried about these voices of yours. Perhaps you should ease up on the radioactive shrooms?
I need to talk to you, Igor.
Sure. Is something troubling you?
Memories. According to my mom, life was actually pretty good around here before the accident.
I know. I used to live here myself a long time ago. The details are a bit blurry, but I have warm feelings about the past.
Right. Then you must know that life in Chernobyl was better than in other parts of the Soviet Union. My mother told me that all the closed cities, the secret cities, offered creature comforts in exchange for secrecy and obedience. It was a privilege to live in such a place. You could always buy whatever you wanted. The streets were safe and the pay was decent. Everybody believed the authorities would protect them from any harm. They were such good comrades, after all. They would have gladly given their lives for this country. And for what? All the cover-ups, the KGB worrying more about appearances and the state secrets than their own people. My mom's friend Katya was living in Kiev at the time of the Chernobyl catastrophe. She was pregnant. And only 1 week after the reactor blew apart, she marched in the May Day parade of 1986. Can you imagine? It wasn't canceled. What a crime. The authorities never warned anyone. They claimed it was completely safe. They didn't give a fuck about them. They just wanted to keep a lid on it. Katya told my mom that by the end of the day, she and her husband had a strange purple tan on their faces and could barely catch their breath. Katya's son was born a couple of months later. He was very sick.
I'm so sorry, Olga.
You should be. You were part of this mess, even if you don't remember it. My apologies, Igor. I shouldn't. I had no right to.
That's okay. These are painful memories. You have a right to be upset.
What's going on, Igor?
How are things, Professor?